And then, is it 25 and 24 are the other two? We'll do those next. Shall finish off this spur. And raise it, yes. For some reason, raising stuff, not an issue. It's just lowering it. It just doesn't sometimes. Oh, I do have GPS on this. Again, this isn't typically a job I do with GPS because it's a visual job. I can see where I need to go and where I've been. For ploughing, I will use GPS just because the plough is a lot narrower, and to cut down the amount of time I need to take ploughing, it just makes it easier to do it in the most efficient way. Losing, a metre or two off the end as I go up and down each row. When you're talking this size of equipment, it's not really that big of an issue. Oh, helper eye is blocked by an object. It's probably blocked by the Land Rover. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to set you off on a worker, and oh, he crashed into a tree. Why not? That's always good for a laugh. And what direction were we going here? 315, wasn't it? Lower that, turn it on. And 315. 13, 14 and a bit, go. So he's nearly finished this field. I wonder how close we are actually to... Oh no, there's a huge triangle there that needs doing. There's that bit there that needs doing. He's going to be on this field a while, I guess. And oh, he's actually doing a good job here. That should get all of that. Yay. Just wide enough. Not quite wide enough. Ah, well. And done. Drive. No. Come on. Get out. I'm taking over. Get those two bits and then head back down the field again. Still waiting for the... Actually, to be fair, we're probably not going to see the crop dry out till round about maybe 11 o'clock, more likely midday. Lift. So, probably not going to see any sunflower harvesting this week. Unless I speed up time, and not a thing I really want to do. Because I still want to get the barley planted. Before we get back to harvesting. Then we have to come back here and plant the canola. And then chances are they won't germinate until late fall. Probably day 2 of late fall, and that's the point where I probably run the liquid sprayer over them, get them all fertilized. They'll put their nitrogen content up to ideal, perfect, or whatever it calls it, and we'll be on the rundown to the end of the search series. Obviously there will be increased sheep feeding towards the end of the year because they start, well, do they start breeding in the fall or do they... I think they get pregnant in the fall and start breeding during the winter. And that's where the food usage really ramps up and we end up with a ton of costs. Or a ton of work, should I say. Because we're just out every morning throwing all the food in the troughs. But once that's all done, we'll have stuff to sell and money to make and fields to buy. Okay, stick that on a worker. Ugh, Mr. Ribbon. And he's finished again. How does this look? Close. Okay. Go back to there. Drop that. Turn it on. We'll take a wide turn around the edge here. That'll get that bit done. We'll run across the top. Get most of that done. Then figure out the next angle to run this at. And I really should be planting at the same angle every time because you want, it's a row crop, you want rows so the harvester can follow the direction you planted most of the time. But kind of didn't do that. Oh, this is this side. I guess we can keep an eye on what the worker says the Aryan's doing. Axian's doing. Don't have an Aryan. Do a little bit of manual seeding for a change. Okay, lift. Looks fairly okay. I suppose we could run this over here. Ah, what angle's that at? 0. Set that off on a worker again. You're doing your thing. No. Stay in this field. Okay, how's the JCB doing? 30,000 plus 24 is 54. I'll take it over, but I'm fine with that for now. Try not to knock them. Helper eye is blocked by an object. Well, that's awkward. And leaves one on the top. That's fine. Stick it in drive and go and find helper eye. Well, it's not you. Oh, it's you. Okay. a tree. Okay, he's got out the way now, so I can just run up here, turn around and come back again. I mean, I don't need the Land Rover on these fields anymore because we don't have any seed for it. I could go grab the Valtra and do that, or set him off on the spraying contract. And yeah, I'm not doing many of the contracts. I'm just leaving the worker to do it because I want the contract achievement. Where was it? Fertilizing 33 and fertilizing 28. They sound close together. Actually, that's there, and 33's at the back there. I don't know, it might be a thing. Where is the Valtra? Oh, you're nearly done. I think I've still got fertilizer spray in this thing. Yeah, 1,000 litres. I'll take it down to the sawmill. Probably need to jump over to the class and finish off that field he's cultivating. And I can run this down to the store. We'll do a little bit of fertilizing because that's a plan. And there's 2 of them, so that's 2 more contracts, leaves us with about 24 more needed. And unfortunately, during the winter, there's very little in the way of contracts. And here we are. I kind of think you're done, dude. I'm taking over. Get these wedges here, and then it looks like run across the top. Oh, there's a tiny bit over there. And then we're off into the 2 smaller fields that used to be grass. I think they used to be grass. Now the first one, we're going to have to cultivate a sizable portion of it because there used to be a tree or a set of trees at the bottom of that field in an island, and workers really don't like what I did to that field. Top end of the field's fine, but the bottom just nah. They don't play ball. But we certainly got most of this field knocked out in no time. Well, that's the thing. We didn't get most of this field knocked out. It was the workers. Finish off this edge. Kind of a shame. Helper I has completed their task. Well, that's going to be the cedar dude. Unfortunately, all these "hey, I've done" are happening when all at the same time. Am I going to be able to set a worker loose on that wedge over there? Maybe. Will I have long enough to go and deal with the Challenger while it does its thing. Possibly. There's more of a chance if I start it down at the pointy end. All right. Go worker. And what's going on here? You have got really confused, haven't you? Okay, this bit looks like it got done. Oh, let's loop round again. There's a bit that didn't get done. Okay, more of the same. And it really doesn't matter if I do headlands or don't do headlands for the most part. When your rows are not perpendicular to the edge of the field, there will always be little triangles left that were missed. If I do the headland, it means it's easier for the tractor to turn around, but it still only goes as far as the middle of the seeder to the edge of the field. So it's a thing. Okay, where are we at? We are at 11 o'clock real time. And so Mrs. Osa's not feeling too well after her little trip this morning, so I am going to have to pick up whichever of the kids are coming over. I'm not sure we're having the smaller kids because she's really not feeling up to. That's barley? Cool, dude, you planted barley. Looks like a bit there. Then we have to set off the worker. Actually, looks like more than a bit here. Turn it on. Turn it on. Okay. I noticed in the news this week there's a lot of kerfuffle going on about bots on Twitter. And I remember way back, I mean we're talking getting on for 10 years ago, one of my computer associates came up with a legitimate use for Twitter as a messenger for his mainframe computer. He's a consultant, so he has his own mainframe computer. Why don't you want to do things? Go. Okay. Oh, are you doing things now? Yes. So what he had a job on his system that monitored everything going on. So backup started, backups finished, job failed, all the rest of it. And so he created this program that would monitor these messages that the system issued and echo them onto Twitter, where he could follow the account that he'd set up for his mainframe and if he went out, he would get notification when the backup started, when jobs failed, etc., etc., and could react to them while he was on the road. Effectively, the account was a bot account because it's just a computer sending out messages, but it's a computer sending out specific messages, and it meant he didn't have to come up with his own system of sending himself, how do I get my mainframe to send messages to my phone? Well, Twitter will do that for you. So there are some legitimate bots out there. It's not all nefarious, spam stuff. And at the time, he sent us the name of his, mainframe's account on Twitter, and we could see the messages coming up on our phones too. So it was kind of cool. And something that you didn't have to pay for, third-party software to take care of you. Kind of like those, that sort of thing where you can have something sending you messages on Twitter. You're going to go straight through there. That would be so nice. It does mean that there's a tiny wedge there that we're going to have to come back to. Actually, we should probably go and see this guy. Hey, this guy is doing the field that I want him to. That's unexpected. I'll let him continue, because obviously I don't need to do that if I don't have to. Which way are you going to go? Oh, you're going to be good. You're going to go that way. Okay. Other jobs we need to do. So we were setting up our dude here. So this takes, I believe this takes 4,600 litres. So if I buy 2 IBCs of fertilizer, we will not use all of them. But that should be enough to get one contract done. We can then go back to the store, fill up again, and do the other one. Or have a worker do them. And we're really not doing this for the cash, we're doing this for the achievement. Which technically I should be doing, but you achieved stuff any way you can, and that will then leave us just the cow breeding and the pig breeding to do, which we are in no position to do on this playthrough. We could do cows, but I need another year just to set up the food supply for a cow. Same with pigs. I'd need a full year to set up food supply for pigs as well. We don't have corn, so if I do the barley corn thing, at the end of next year I would have enough corn to feed any piggies I buy. But I might do that just as I want to get the achievements done, and then it's sort of game over, if you like, but it won't be streamed, me doing that. Anyway, here we are. Just notice there's a sign there that says school. I wonder if in the real world, either this store or the BGA over there is a school in real life. Or it's possible that there could, we've got our village here. If we go up here, don't know, you can see stuff round here. That looks, I mean, that's the biogas plant. That's not necessarily a store. You've got the animal dealer here, which is just an extension of Field 47 in real life. It's possible there's a small village up here which has a school, but there's a school sign there just alongside the road. So that's probably a sign that's there in real life. Okay, 4,600 and done. Let's get ourselves a contract. 33. I'll do 33 first. Because obviously when you're creating a farm sim map, see, school kind of indicates there's a school around here somewhere. But yeah, when you're doing a farm sim map, especially if you're basing it on a real area, you can take the street signs and, you know, there's traffic signals 280 yards to the left, speed signs. There's no exit sign on that that tells you what's down that way, but there is here. So this takes me to North Cerney, Colesbourne and Cirencester. We have wildlife possible running around. You've got Cirencester's 13 miles, Hillcott and Upper Cobalia to the left. But you know, those signs, if you went to this area, are probably real. It's just, and the farm buildings are probably real. It's the stores that generally aren't, and you kind of have to take a little bit of artistic license and mess around with the map to shoehorn animal dealers and BGAs and grain sell points onto the map where there isn't any. Not really a problem. I mean, you've got to understand that something's got to happen. You know, you need somewhere to sell stuff, and so yeah, you put a building that you can sell stuff at, even though that building's not really there in real life. But the rest of the map is genuine. And the street signs indicate, you know, if he's followed, you know, genuine street signs, then yeah, there's a school up there somewhere. It's just not on our map. Okay, I want to get into that field over there. I think there's a track, actually. There's a track on the other side of this hedge, which I probably should have been following. Yeah. I thought there was an entrance to the track here, but there isn't. We have to run round the trees and then into that field. I could run through the hedges, but not going to. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to spray herbicide when the crops are damp. Obviously, at this point in the morning, the crops are absorbing that moisture off their leaves, and so yeah, as a scientist, there is something to be said for, well, maybe you actually want to spray a field while the crop is wet, because it will be more apt to absorb the liquid fertilizer you spray on it, as well as the the dew that is on the leaves at this time. Okay, looks like, ow,